Next episode, next story. Let's do this. I know y'all haven't heard that in a while, but I'm bringing it back for a limited time only. This video is a very special video, and I wanted to talk about how I've gotten my channel to where it is today. So make sure you stay tuned for a great story time and a preview to what's next. I first want to say thank you so much to my subscribers and everybody who has interacted with me along the way. I want to heavily focus on the community that I have built. So when I first started posting, I got quite a few trolls and nasty comments on my content, which was really disheartening and annoying, but you know, it's all part of the game. However, lately, every interaction has been nothing but positive, and I'm so happy that my community has finally found me. And I really love that for me. People have shared such thoughtful commentary on my videos, and I just want to shout out a few of them. Now I'm gonna pause and say that if I don't shout you out individually and you've been an interactor on my content, please charge it to my head and not my heart, because there are a lot of you all that interact with me frequently, and I can't name everybody, so I'm just naming the top people. But if you've ever interacted, please understand that the thank you goes to you as well. But I definitely want to shout out the Perceptor 9287, Side Quest with Crystal, Alonzo Holiday, K. Aquila, Gabrielle Barrero 7800, and Carrie Kifu. So to you all, thank you very much. Now, how did I get here? I posted my very first video back in 2020, and at that time my channel had a different name, and it was for anime and movie reviews, mostly horror movies. And I really didn't know anything about niching down, so I was doing both on alternating weeks. So I would do an anime review one week, a horror movie review the next week. But where I went wrong is that I wanted fame overnight. I had posted a few videos, and I thought I should have had way more traction. But mind you, my videos sucked, okay? Audio quality, video quality, editing, it was just all horrible. I posted about 3 or 4 videos and then I quit. Posted my last video in July of 2020. So I came back in 2024 after having a renewed interest, and I posted a welcome back video in October of 24. And this time I more or less stayed consistent. I was the scheduling queen, honey. So I was posting one long form a week. And at one point I had videos scheduled out about 4 to 5 weeks out. So I was doing better. The quality was better. My confidence was building, but I still wasn't quite seeing the growth that I wanted at that time. Now, in February of 2025, I rebranded my channel to Next Episode Please. And I did that because my first channel name had my nickname and it had my face as a part of like the logo and the branding. And I wanted to build a brand identity for my channel that didn't use either one. I wanted it to be completely separate. So that's how I ended up with Next Episode Please. I also began tweaking the format of my videos. So if you remember when I came back in 2024, I had different categories for different genres of animes, and I gave them ratings based on a scale of 1 to 10, and then I would average them and give a final rating for the show. So eventually I did adopt the video essay style after doing some research on other creators in my niche. And honestly, I did start seeing better performance. I can't even lie, even though it made me mad. So we'll actually put a pin in this for when I get to what's in my future. I follow several content creators who aren't necessarily in my niche, and one of the most influential ones I follow makes 5 figures per month from YouTube. That's right, she has like 20K checks coming every month. And her biggest advice for growing was to post shorts, 2 to 3 a day, and that's where she saw the most growth. And I was like, well, if it works for her, it'll work for me. So I started following that, and my channel grew big time. But I knew I needed to find a way to capitalize on that, because short audiences and long form audiences are different. They have different attention spans. So there's some overlap, and I wanted to make sure that I was getting the most bang for my buck, if you will. So I wanted to capture those people who would watch a short and they will also watch a long form. I varied my short content over time, from voiceover, slideshows, skits, trailers, edit filters, etc. And I started to get more positive reception when I use my authentic self in the shorts. So using my voice for the voiceovers instead of the text-to-speech voices. I was making skits. I was clipping shorts from my long forms. You know, so I was really putting myself as NEP out there. And I think that's where the change in my audience began to occur too. So I will say that I am very strict. I'm running a very strict program. So if you ever decide that you want to troll me, you will have your 30 seconds of fame, or however long it takes me to get to the notification, to get to your comments. And then you will swiftly and expeditiously be blocked from my channel. And something I want to bring up on the note of this topic is that, you know, I don't mind people interacting and having feedback for me. This is actually an example of some positive, constructive feedback that I got, right? So he or she left this comment on one of my old videos that I actually took a lot of the suggestions into effect. So before filming, I was up against a white wall and it was just my face and the white wall and that was it, right? And when I read this comment, I was like, dang, you know, this is kind of right. It looks weird. It looks off. So that's actually when I just turned my desk around and now you can see there's stuff behind me. So there's a little, you know, visual stuff going on. So this is an example of the fact that you don't have to comment on my channel, you know, and be a yes man or be like, oh my gosh, this is the best video I've ever seen. This is great. This is wonderful. This is perfect. You know, you're allowed to leave constructive feedback, but we're just going to keep it respectful at all times. And I honestly have so much respect for this comment and this person for leaving this comment. It really was the pivotal point in me taking my content to the next level. So I appreciate this so much. I hope you're still around on my channel. And if you are, this is a special thank you to you because you did not have to do that, but you did. And you did it so elegantly. You did it so respectfully. And I love that. Now at this point, I am still following this creator's advice and I finally broke 100 subscribers in May of 2025. And now I'm ready to grow even more. So just something about me, I tend to do like 5 million things at one time and then nothing gets done. So I'm juggling full-time work, several side hustles, hobbies, you know, so something really had to give. I had to lock down and say, okay, am I going to really do this YouTube thing? So from the week of June 20th to the week of August 19th, I did a 60-day challenge for myself. I wanted to determine if YouTube was something that I was really going to stick to and give it my all. So this 60-day lock-in involved posting 2 shorts every day from Monday to Saturday and 1 mini long form 5 days a week from Tuesday to Saturday. Mini long form being most of those videos were between like 2 and 4 minutes. And believe it or not, I never missed a day. I posted every video I was supposed to post for 60 days straight. Before the lock-in, I had 142 subscribers, and at the end, I had 418. Now, I was lit, honey. I did it. I was so happy. I was patting myself on the back. I proved to myself that I could be consistent and I could show up for 60 days straight. Happy, sick, tired, over it, didn't want to do it. Every day I showed up. Some days I was filming, editing, and posting on the same day, but I made it through. Unfortunately, the unexpected but really should have been expected side effect of this was burnout, okay? YouTube sends plenty of emails saying, you know, be mindful of posting and make sure that you're building a schedule that's feasible for your well-being. But I crashed so hard from exhaustion after those 60 days. Honey child, I was out of there. By the end, I did have enough content that I was a week ahead. So I had 5 long forms and like 12 shorts, but it took me another 3 weeks to film again after that. So I posted the last of my content the following week, and then my channel went silent for like 3.5 to 4 weeks. This was when I realized that you have to get your rest, and success and rest have to coexist. It's not one or the other. However, I did force myself to script write, film, edit, and I've been back on track more or less ever since. Obviously, that volume of content was not sustainable for a long period of time, so I landed on 2 long forms a week and about 10 or so shorts per week. So if you take anything at all from this video today, please let it be to take care of yourself, okay? And that's not just YouTube, that's not just hobbies, that's in life, that's in relationships, that's in jobs. Whatever you do, take care of yourself. Another hiccup I had was suppression. So I wouldn't say that I was shadow banned, but YouTube had definitely stopped pushing my content because I got a little ambitious with posting clips from my long form as short. So YouTube doesn't like unoriginal content. So it thought that, you know, I was just recycling the same thing, which I guess I technically was, but I had a mini breakdown because I thought that all my hard work was going down the drain, and I was posting videos. I wasn't getting any views, or they were stuck at like 1 views, but you know, I had to take a deep breath, get myself together, and I slowly recovered my channel. So if you want to know the secret to how I got out of this rut, I stopped posting long forms, and then I posted only shorts, but I went back to my original narration storytelling angle, just 1 short a day, and none of them were clips from my long forms. They were all original. So I kept the format consistent, but I switched up my topics and my narration pacing from day to day. And it took about 2 weeks of doing that and shedding a few tears before I tested a long form again, which didn't do too great. But I tested that, and then I just went back to posting the shorts. Like another 2 weeks went by, and then my account did start to recover. So all in all, it took about a month. But I reacted quickly and strategically and not emotionally. So I have to give yet another shout out to the Perceptor 9287 because you were down in the trenches with me. You might not have known, what I was going through or what my channel was going through, but seeing you interact with my content consistently really kept me out of a dark place. So thank you so much to you. Along this journey, I've had to decide what parts of this process do I like and which ones don't I like. So I don't like graphic design at all. So outsourcing my thumbnails was the first change I made. Shout out to AWP Williams. He's the best at what he does, and I'm so glad I found him. I don't really like editing videos either, but that's a challenge that I have been taking on. So I am going to have to vet very, very well the person that I let edit my videos because that's my bread and butter. So, it's gotta be right, but I'm ready to outsource that too. Been ready. Now for me, writing a script, doing my makeup, getting on camera, giving y'all my southern flair. Now that's the part that I love the most about this process. And speaking of my niche, if it isn't clear, it's breaking down the power systems, mythology, and character arcs that make shonen and shoujo unforgettable with my down south homie and hilarious anime analysis. After all of that, here's where my story really gets exciting. What is next for me? Well, an equipment upgrade was long overdue, so I am switching from filming on my iPhone to an actual camera. But the thing that I'm most excited about is my teleprompter. Yes, I do write my scripts out because if I get on this good camera and get to talking and rambling, these videos will all be like an hour, hour and a half, and ain't nobody trying to do that. Y'all would not watch that. So I do have to write my stuff out, but I go off script all the time, and I really need to work on that. Prior to my new setup, I was using 2 phones on a tripod. I had one to film and one with my teleprompter app. So my eyes used to be looking all types of crazy and I hated it. So we're gonna work with this actual teleprompter and it should be better. I should just be looking one way at y'all. Fridays are also for beginners. If you have not noticed, I've started a weekly series, Beginner's Guide to Anime. So tune in every Friday to get top picks if you're a newbie or if you're just looking for something new to watch. I always take recommendations of shows to review, so feel free to drop a comment on one of my videos or in my community tab, and I'll add it to my watch list if I haven't seen it, and then I will get a video up for it. Just be patient with me because I told y'all I'm a scheduling queen, so I have to kind of work it in. Live streams will also be coming as well as I continue to build my community. I might use these to talk about maybe anime news announcements or newly released films, but just something where I want to talk live, in real time with my communities. Going back to the pin that I put in my video style, let's come back to that because I miss my original format, okay? I do believe in adapting to what the people want to see. So I want to make content that you want to watch, but I also want to be true to myself. So the ranking system that I use, it used to give me a clear way to say anime A is better or worse than anime B. And I felt like that was super unique to what I did. I did keep doing a number rating for anime films, but I took it out for shows. I think I am going to add that back, maybe just as like a quick segment, not the whole video, but like a very, very brief segment. And I hope that my audience, trusts me enough to not let that be a deterrent and y'all, still tune in. Maybe eventually one day down the line, I'll create a new channel to bring back my movie reviews. But for now, anime is where it's at. And as always, next episode, next story, let's keep going.